Okay, hi. So today what I want to give some attention, some focus is strengthening of the knees. A lot of people have knee injuries or knee weaknesses, degeneration of the bone, the cartilage, the meniscus, could be anything. Now, I always recommend go see a physiotherapist and find out exactly what's going on and exactly what the situation is, because then you can work on it exactly the way you should. Yeah, it's a very complicated joint with lots of various different factors, and so there's a lot of potentials for, is it the patella ligament, is it the side bends, is it, the meniscus? It's important to find out, if you have any kind of injury, what's going on, and then you can work with it. Right, so almost everybody knows that quadriceps are important, hamstrings are important for protecting and strengthening the knees. Abductors and adductors, the outside and the inside of your thighs, all of that is important. Balance exercises, really good. Tiny little movements that help strengthen the bottom of the quadriceps, just above the knee. Right, now I have these mats that I like to use for these kind of exercises, but not everybody has these. But I'm pretty sure everybody's got some kind of coffee table book at home, whether it's a jazz or a volcanoes or whatever, so you can use that to elevate a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just warm up a little bit. Knees are slightly bent, you're leaning slightly forward, and it's that little teeny circular motion that you're going to go around like this, and you're just going to think about lubricating the joint. Yeah. At the same time, this work is going to be great for ankle footwork and balance work, which is important stuff too. I mean, you stand on your feet or work on your feet all day long. All right. And you only take the circle as far as it feels comfortable for your knees. If there's any pain involved, don't do it. Okay. So then I'm just going to entrap that a little bit, shake it out a little bit, do a little spaghetti legs. Right, then I'm going to do some squats for the quadriceps, right? Now, zippering up the core, as always, reaching gently forward to give you some contra weight, and stick your booty out behind you. As you come up, you want to zipper through your stomach and really elongate the front of the thigh bone. And I want you to think of lifting your quadriceps up into your center as well. So you're breathing in and zippering up. Breathing in and zippering up. Yeah, you can, if you need to, have a little support by putting your hands, that's fine. Right. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. Generally, when you go down, you're going to look at the floor, and when you come back up, you're looking forward so that your neck can stay on the same line as your spine, and it just feels straight and comfortable and relaxed. Okay, so zippering up. Make sure when you come up that you're not overextending, hyperextensing in the knees. Make sure that you're not pushing your kneecaps towards the back of your knees. You don't need to do that. And once again, you only go down as far as your knees feel comfortable and only straighten as far as your knees find comfortable. Especially if you've had kind of any injury, then you might want to do little ones, teeny ones. Yeah. And I don't know, it's really intuitive. I'd say do about 20 of them. And we're really thinking of engaging those quads. Another nice thing to do in this particular exercise, squats are so good for you, is think about using the back of your butt and your hamstrings to gently push you up. So you're using the back of the legs as well as the front of the legs. And your core, of course, always. Good. Now I can hear mine. When I extend too far, there's a click. And I don't like that click. So I'm going to go up, but I'm not going to extend to the full amount that I usually do. Zip. Make sure that you're breathing nice and deep. Shoulders are relaxed. Yeah, I'm looking at you, so I'm not looking down, but yeah, theoretically, looking down, and look back up. Down and back up. Excellent. And up. All right, let's do a little shoulder roll. Good. So, getting onto your little stand, soapbox. Okay. So, I really like this elevation here, just because it makes life a little bit easier to dangle your other foot over the side. See, now I already feel like I have to do some lift in the core, some balancing work, and you might feel your foot or your ankle trying to find its footing. If you feel like you're going to fall over, you just put your foot or your toe down. It's okay. Don't fall off, right? Okay, so you're lifted up nice and tall. Use your hands for balance if you need to. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a gentle little bend and zipper back up again. I don't know if you can see that. Gentle little bend and zipper back up again. And this is teeny tiny. And as you see, we're talking balance, right? And so you do want to kind of get your knee to go forward over your middle toe, but you don't want it to go past your toes. I want you to take your weight a little bit behind you. And a one-legged is obviously going to be a lot more challenging for the knee, for the thigh. And again, when you lift up, zipper through the center. I think you do about 12 or 15 of these, and you pretty much feel yourself working hard from the get-go. Now, as we tend to do, sometimes we want to grip when we're doing balance work, and you can just feel your calves and your Achilles and your thigh just like gripping, and it's not really very good for your muscles. So I want you to think again of that idea of lifting out the top of your head, lifting out your fingers, lifting out of your foot sole, if that makes any sense, right? And so we're going to do the other side. This is my injured side, the weaker side. So I'm going to take it really easy, and I'm only going to go down as far as my knee that says, I can handle this, I can do this. Because it's all about taxing and taxation. It's a Dutch expression, belasting, belastbaarheid. It's about how much your body can or cannot handle. And as you build up your strength, you don't start with 100 kilos, you start with 5, and then you work your way up, right? Okay, see, and there's that little balance action, lifting in the core, lifting in the center, bend and straight. Very small, lovely exercise, keeping your ankle, knee, hip alignment. Good. And breathing. Focus. Yes. All right, 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. If your ankle, knee, calf, or muscles get too tense and it starts to become uncomfortable, painful, stop. Take a break. Shake it out. Go back, do it again. Start on the other side. So maybe you're doing 8 on one side, 8 on the other side. Maybe you're doing 10 on one side, 10 on the other. It's for you to feel. If you want to keep a little journal, know how many you've done. Next time you do the same amount, do that 3 times. Next time you can up the ante and do 3 or 4 or 5 more. It's about building it up slowly. Right. The other thing I want to do is the hamstring curl, because back of the leg. So I'm going to move the books out of the way. You can actually use them to lean against if you wanted to. You could also do this holding onto a chair if you wanted to. You could also do this up against the wall. Let me show you the different variations. Up against the wall, you're leaning towards the wall. I got my back to you, right? So if you're leaning up against the wall, gentle, and you stick your leg way out behind you, what I want you to do is flex your foot just a little bit. That brings your toes towards your shins, right? You're going to zipper your stomach. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to squeeze your heel towards your butt and then extend it back out again. Squeeze the heel, extend it out. Squeeze it in, take it out. Now, if this feels fine and you say, okay, this is good, what you can add is you get a heel towards your butt, and then your toe extends towards the floor. Heel to the butt, toe to the floor. So you're going to do this little ankle choreography. And what this does is it allows you to work all 3 major muscle groups in your legs. So you're using your hammies when you flex in, and you feel your quads and your calves as you stretch out. If you have the tendency to get a cramp in your foot, then you can just keep the foot flexed and just work with the first version. Okay, with my back to you again, to the other side. I'm going to squeeze the heel in, leg goes out. Now, keeping here. If you want to make life fun and you say, okay, I'm going to stand up straight and just use my fingers, or try to balance, especially for you people who get bored easily, you might want to add yourself another dimension to the whole exercise. Okay, so the heel to the butt, toe to the floor. Heel to the butt, toe to the floor. So it's just like doing a bicep curl. You guys all know that one. and you want to contract the muscle. Again, if your ankle or knee does not like the flex and stretch action, then you just keep it gently flexed. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that was the standing next to the wall version. Like I said, you could have a chair in front of you that you're leaning slightly forward and you stick your leg behind you and you do the work that way. Yeah, especially knee injuries. A lot of people are like, I'm not going to get down on my knees to do a hamstring exercise because my knee hurts me. So yeah, then you hold on to a chair, leaning slightly forward so your back isn't really, going to strain, and you squeeze the heel. And what's important is to keep the knee slightly behind your pelvis so it's not right next to the other knee, because that wouldn't really do much good. So in and out. Okay, and then you do the other side. Yeah. And again, I'd say anywhere between 12, 15, 20 of those, and you should feel it. Over time, you can do more reps. Eventually, you could put on little ankle weights and make the whole exercise even harder. It's all good. Right, I'm going to say, take a little turned out squat, see how it feels, sempre femmina. Yeah, I'm going to take it down again into the quads and a little bit of the hamstrings that you just worked, right? Now, once again, you got to decide how deep you want to go, because a lot of people, as soon as they start to bend their knees here, they go, oh, that hurts. So if that's the case, don't. Or if you don't want to work so turned out, you work less turned out. And what I think is important is to close your eyes and feel, where do my bones want to go? What feels comfortable? I know they say knee over your middle toe, and that's a pretty good idea, but you might be a little X or O-legged. You might be more or less flexible. And so I want you to kind of start to develop a sense of what is the path of least resistance. When it comes to joints, you don't want that friction or that tension. You want it to glide smoothly. So if you try and you push your knees out a little bit more to the outside and you go, that doesn't feel right, either for my hips or your knees or ankles, or if you were to exaggerate and bring them in a little bit, you go, nah, that doesn't feel right. So then you go, let me see what feels right. And then you can sort of start to develop a sense of your body of what is the right place to be working, so that when you start doing other exercises, maybe some low impact stuff eventually, then hopefully you're going to do less harm to that knee joint that's already been a little bit overused or damaged. Right. Okay, so that was my little preaching thing about knees. I'm going to end up again with those little circles, see how they feel. I have another video on YouTube for the outside and inner thighs. Feel free to go ahead and use that one as well. As I said, the columns that your torso sits or stands or stays on all day have to stay strong, and that's the best way to keep your knees strong as well. Okay, thanks.